Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Talks of Terror. I'm your host, Trinity.
And I'm Kyla. Welcome back, guys.
Long time no see.
I know. Episode 2 took a while. It's fine.
Took a long time.
Took a long time. It's fine.
But
But
it's okay.
we're here.
We're back.
Yeah.
And we're ready.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of stuff has happened. A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff.
Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy.
I guess like the biggest thing we could talk about is next month, Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith is coming back
out. Right.
Yes.
Right.
Back in the theaters.
No.
20th anniversary.
And I don't know what day, but we're definitely going to go see it. Just like we saw The Phantom Menace.
Of course.
It's always better. Like, if you guys can go see it in theaters, like, please just go watch Star Wars in theaters, like, anytime you can. Because it's just so much better. Especially if you didn't when you were, like, a kid. Or if you weren't born yet when they came out. Yeah. Go watch them. And I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. It's definitely, like, a fun experience for the fans who I think appreciate the prequels now.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like now it's finally our time to go back to the theaters, and it's like, yes, now we get to sit and watch this. And I can't wait for the popcorn buckets or like the cup, because the Phantom Menace one was so cool. But I saw that poster with Anakin and I was like, all right. All right.
Right.
I'm buying that cup.
I know.
I'm buying the poster.
Do you think it's going to be the same art that they released? Like Star Wars themselves, like the banner is going to be on the cup?
Yeah, because that's what they did for Phantom Menace, because the artwork they released was what was then put onto the cup and the popcorn bucket.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same
Okay.
image, poster style that's going to be on the cup and the popcorn bucket.
I feel like they're kind of similar. Like, I feel like they obviously they look different because of the difference of movies, but like it's almost like it's like the same art style the prequels has, but it's like a little different, and then they're like the same. You know what I mean? It's
kind
like
of.
okay, like whoever did the art for the Phantom Menace cup, I feel like
Did the same.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but did the same for the Revenge of the Sith.
I could see
release.
that. I could see that.
Yeah, they like kind of look similar, but they look obviously they're different movies, right? But
Similar fashion.
And I like it.
I do too. I mean, it's Hayden Christensen. What's not to
and
like?
I like it. So, you went to Disney recently.
I did.
Anything new going on there? It was super busy. You were on a Sunday.
Jesus.
Really good day, though.
Extremely busy.
Yeah.
Extremely busy. It was a good day. It was a nice time. I went 2 Sundays back to back. Got to experience Blue Bayou for the first time, which was pretty fun.
That was your first time?
It was my first time going to Blue Bayou. I've never been to Blue Bayou, and we didn't even have a reservation. We just did a walk up. And for those of you who might not know, they don't do wait lists anymore. So if you think you're going to walk over there and you're going to get on your phone and you're just going to sit there and spin, they don't do wait lists.
Yeah.
You literally just walk up and you just tell them, I would like to dine here. And they go, okay, like, we'll put you to the list, you know. It might be blah, 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 some minute wait or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was fun. Actually really good food. I've heard mixed reviews about Blue Bayou, so I was kind of nervous, but it was actually really good.
Yeah.
And their hurricane drink is amazing.
I feel like that's how it is with like all Disney like restaurants or places. It's just always like mixed reviews. And sometimes like we were talking about a couple days ago, like in which we can get into this, but like why do people overhype like
Disney food and snacks?
Because like I'm sorry, the cake pops are stale.
They're so
The cake pops are stale.
The sugar cookies, I can see where they're going. I don't know if it's the frosting or the cookie itself, but one of them throws the taste off. And it does not taste right.
Couldn't tell you, but one of them does.
Couldn't tell you, but one of them is not right.
Right.
But yeah, I will say probably the best food I've had at Disney was the steak I had at Blue Bayou, because it really was good. Just expensive, but I mean, it was Blue Bayou, so kind of new.
Yeah.
And the fried chicken, both from Flo's in California Adventure and from the Plaza Inn in Disneyland, hands down best thing they have besides a churro.
Besides a churro.
Besides a churro. You can't. That's just always good when you go there. But yeah. Some of these snacks.
But you liked Blue Bayou, and that's
Scary.
good, because I like Blue Bayou too. They don't have Blue Bayou. Do they have it anywhere else, or is it just in Disneyland? Because I really think it's just in Disneyland.
I think it's just Disney. I think they might have a similar style restaurant at Walt Disney World, but it's not the same as where it's like overlooking pirates and being in that atmosphere.
Such a cool concept, by the way.
Instead, what they have, which I found is kind of funny, it was a quick service though, but it was like Pinocchio's restaurant overlooking Small World.
wait, oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't like their Small World.
I don't either.
It's like
it's very
eerie.
It's not
like they're both eerie, but
they're both scary. But I think, and I will say this, even though the doll is freaking me out, our facade is so much better.
Yeah, because like I don't know. Now I'm remembering it. Like the wall, because do they have like the whole like shebang, like whole look outside, like how we have the clock and stuff? Like they don't. It was inside.
It was, yeah. It's like a weird inside outside because it's technically like under a tent kind of thing. Oh, but then it's like they do have like the facade.
Yeah.
Where it has like the clock, but it's not as grand and built up as ours, because ours is like a whole like almost castle looking, Small World thing, and theirs is just like kind of a cut image of like the front of ours pasted onto something. Yeah. But yeah, there's like a wall to the side, and it's like elevated, and there's just windows, and it's just people sitting down from Pinocchio's quick service restaurant.
From Pinocchio's quick service restaurant.
From Pinocchio's. But I was like, oh. This is what you guys have instead of Blue Bayou.
Right. Right. Interesting. So this isn't the Blue Bayou experience. It's just Pinocchio. That's just weird. I feel like that's them trying to do what they did at Blue Bayou, but it's like, just do it again. Just do it in a better way.
I feel like they have certain ones because they have that Beauty and the Beast like sit down.
Now that place is gas.
I haven't been there. I didn't go there when I went.
Yeah.
But I know they have that, and they have like sitting inside the castle dining experience too, which I know is more so like the all princess meet and greet, you know? So like that might just be their equivalent, is like, oh, well, you get to go eat in the castle, whereas like ours is like you just do like a tiny little walkthrough.
Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know how long we've had our walkthrough, but because like Walt Disney World has had that, I feel like since the dawn of time, since they've opened, they do have us beat with that. They really do. Yeah.
Well, their castle is like, I know ours is like the OG, so it's like, I know I say like ours is pretty, but theirs is just beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just stunning. Like so big.
Yeah.
And ours is just so tiny. It's so tiny.
It's so small. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about the Beauty and the Beast dining thing, dude.
Yeah.
And that they have her castle like on display. Well, the Beast castle. Well, honestly, Belle runs that shit now. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
But for her to like, for them to have that, and it's like it's its own section, and then they have Gaston's Tavern.
Yes, but it was closed when I went, so I didn't actually get to go. I just saw like the little fountain that they had outside.
Yeah, I do really, really like that area. I feel like they did a really good job,
especially
with the Snow White ride. I was telling
so cute.
I know. I was telling my friends Ariana and Amelie when we just went like a week ago now? Yeah.
Yeah.
When we went on Snow White, I was like, it used to be scarier. Like it used to be scary. And then they like redid it, so it's not like a dark ride anymore.
Yeah.
But it's still like, scary. But I was like, guys, but have you ever been to like Disney World? Because they have like a whole Seven Dwarfs train ride, like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And that ride's fun. Like that was easily, I think, the best ride in the park. For us, at least, we were like, this is...
I feel like for Magic Kingdom, it was probably the best one in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Because I feel like mine, if like we take all the parks and kind of combine them, my favorite from back there was Mount Everest.
Yeah, but that's like
or Expedition Everest.
God, that ride was so sketchy. It was so sketchy.
So fun.
It was so fun, and like, of course, when I was younger, it's like, oh, let's watch the YouTube videos of like how this ride looks. When, when we're on the ride. And it was just like so janky. It felt like so janky and so heavy. I felt like I really was going to die.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
I love that thing of where it's like, oh my God, I can actually see. I'm like, oh, look, there's Epcot.
Yeah.
And then I'm just getting rolled backwards. I'm like, yeah, this is the experience I want. But I will say, and like, this is not Disney, but like Hagrid's ride, kind of the same way. You could watch as many YouTube videos as you want about that ride and think you're prepared, but the moment you get on that ride, it's not the fucking same. Like, at least Velocicoaster, you could see and anticipate the speed. That one, nothing.
So it's actually like fast.
Hagrid's is fast. Yeah. Hagrid's is fast, but it has so many different elements that Disney hasn't done in their rides yet, where it's like you don't expect it, where it like the first time it actually like fucking scared me because I like dropped and I was like was like, what just happened? And I just remember looking at my dad and I was like, did we just drop? But like dropped in the way of like Guardians dropped. Like it just went poof, and just dropped us, but we're literally connected on a cart.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That sounds so fun.
I'm spoiling it, so if you guys don't want spoilers about the ride. But yeah, you literally go up and you go through like a bunch of fog, and it's supposed to be like, oh, we ran out, so we can't go up anymore. So you go backwards.
Yeah.
And you get into this like cave, and he's like, oh, there's a bunch of devil snare. Like, you know, we got to cast the spell, blah, blah, blah. So he cast it. And then that's when it's just, you all just go boom. And you just drop underneath, and then it connects to the next track, and then you just take off.
That's so fun.
And I remember, like, I did not anticipate it. So it was like, I was like, oh my God. And then the next day I was like, yeah, we're doing that again.
Yeah, we're doing that again.
Best ride, hands down.
I know. I haven't, and we can talk about Universal in a second. But yeah, I think that as far as like Disney dining goes, yeah, the Blue Bayou is definitely an experience. It's definitely something you got to experience, and I'm happy that you got to experience it.
Yeah.
For the first time. And you liked what? The Hurricane? What's in that? It's like a rum drink, right?
It was a rum drink. It was passion fruit, rum, and then I forgot what else was in it, but then it was like topped with like a cherry and then like a little orange slice.
Cute.
It was
festive.
It was cute.
And festive. And I don't know, have they? I don't think they've always sold alcohol.
Blue Bayou?
Yeah.
I think they have. It's just you can't walk out with it.
Yeah.
I think they expanded it, so it's like, it was like Blue Bayou and Cantina, but now it's like you could eat at Carnation and get like wine or something. But I think that's like it. Like it's very limited to like those, because it's like sit down, like you can't like just get up and leave, kind of like with like Plaza Inn or something.
Yeah, and I know it's always been different in California Adventure, because you can always drink in California Adventure. Like that's been a thing for forever.
Yeah.
But to actually do it in Disney now is kind of cool.
It's cool, but you still can't walk around with it.
Yeah,
but like it's like you kind of have to sit there and just be like, all right, I'm just gonna chug this drink now. Enjoy this. You know, I'm just been sitting here for like 2 hours. But
I wonder if they have a 2 drink limit too per guest. They do.
Yeah. Yeah.
They water it down, I bet. That's why you just gotta get like wine, like straight up just get like wine or beer, because like when you
think they watered it down, but it's just like, I think you're just limited to 2, and it's just like you can't, at least at that restaurant, it's like you can't go past.
Yeah, that's
2.
how Cantina is too. They only give you 2.
Yeah.
But I feel like because at Cantina they're pre-mixed and they just like, you know, pour it right there. I feel like those are a little watered down sometimes. Like they've got something in them. Like I've definitely felt like, whoa.
I think, the one at Blue Bayou, they had like an actual like bar. And so they were like mixing the drinks as they were being like ordered. So I don't think it was pre-mixed. Like maybe the passion fruit thing was, but no, they were actually like making the drink. So I don't think it was watered down, but
I hope they give you an actual shot.
I think
don't
so.
Like just give you less. Yeah.
No, I think they do, because it's like all the drinks on there were pretty like strong. It's just obviously depending on like if you want it more sweet. Like Hurricane was more sweet, which is why I got it. Then there's like a few other options where it was like you're starting to get more into like either just doing like straight alcohol or just like, you know, kind of like building up. Yeah. Depending on what you want.
Yeah. Yeah. And which I didn't know this was a thing, but does it happen every year? Like around, well, what's March now? So March, April, May. The Season of the Force thing.
Yeah.
It's every year.
Yeah.
And it's like a couple months.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Am I just figuring this out now?
It's getting earlier and earlier, I feel like. But yeah, they have it every year. And they do it no matter if there's like an anniversary or not. It's just because it's like they got Galaxy's Edge. They got, you know, Star Tours in Tomorrowland, like whatever. And they do Star Wars nights. So they always do Season of the Force, but they always do popcorn buckets. They always do little like sippers or like cup holders or stuff like that. And they just do it for like 2 months until they're like, okay, you're moving on to the next celebration.
I remember like before Star Wars Land was a thing, and they started doing hyperspace mountain to like celebrate like the Star Wars aspect of it all. And then that started getting less and less because Star Wars Land is there now. And it's like, God, I
bring it back.
I know. I love when it's hyperspace mountain. And I didn't know that they got rid of the ghost for Halloween.
Yeah.
I never got to ride it. I was like too scared when I was little.
Yeah, no, they haven't had that in a few years. Yeah.
Bring it back.
Bring it back. No, but that's fun. But like, fun fact, the Disney Paris has hyperspace year round. So it's always hyperspace over there.
That's do they have Star Wars Land there or no?
No. So only Florida and us, like, we have Galaxy's Edge.
Okay.
We're the only ones. And then, yeah, Paris just has, like, hyperspace. But they have Avengers Campus, too. Okay. And I think they have the better rides over there.
Dude, that's where I want to go.
Yeah, because they got just an Iron Man ride.
Yeah.
And it's an actual roller coaster. And I'm, like, comparing to the one they just announced where they were like, oh, we're getting an Iron Man. We're not getting an Iron Man ride. It's a claw that you see at fucking carnival. Oh. We're not getting it.
You look so sad.
I am, because I love Iron Man. And you're giving me the worst version of the ride.
Oh, God.
You're like, oh, it's so bad. Like,
I didn't even know that.
So bad.
I don't know. I feel like there's so many things I don't know about Disney. But
there's a lot.
Yeah. She's like, actually, there's a lot that you don't know. But... what else were we talking about? Yeah, Season of the Force. So they release popcorn buckets and stuff like that, probably new merchandise, and then it just like kind of goes away.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and normally people kind of fight over the stuff too.
Oh.
Yeah, because last year they had an at popcorn bucket.
Oh.
Or it was either last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I got that. I made sure of it. But this year, they're having the Death Star that lights up and makes noise. Okay. They're having a Tauntaun bucket.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
And then they have this, like, mixer thing, but it's, like, a red and a blue lightsaber to, like, mix your drinks. I was like, all right, like, I gotta get it, I guess. And they just keep, like, announcing more and more popcorn buckets and stuff, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but like, yeah, I might fight people for it. Like, I might fight those crowds to try to get it.
I wonder if they even do anything to prevent it, or if there's just so many people that it doesn't even matter what they do.
They say they limit it, like they're like, oh, it's limit 2 per person, but the thing is, it's like, it's 2 per person per stand.
Okay.
So then everybody, or at least the resellers, will go to another stand, buy 2 more, go to another one, buy 2 more. Because every time they drop something new, you always see those photos of somebody having like 6 of those huge Disney bags just filled with popcorn buckets or sippers.
Dude, do something better with your time.
That
than buying all these popcorn buckets at Disney.
That, but
especially when you see people walking around with it, it's like, oh, you already have 2 in that bag.
Yeah. And then they get judged, and then it's like I don't want to hear the excuse that it's for your friend. You don't have 4 bags filled with popcorn buckets or sippers for your friend. Like, be realistic.
Be realistic.
But I feel like there's such an easy way to fix it, and I've talked about this before with people. But if they just scan the ticket, and they could mark on there, purchase 2. They can't go to another stand and purchase another 2 because they stand their pass, and it goes, no, they already purchased.
Like, where's the technology, Disney?
Yeah.
Where's the technology for that?
Like, I feel like that's such an easy thing for them to develop to do with all the money that they can invest into that, but it's just they won't do it. And people complain all the time. It's just I don't think they care to really invest in that. And so it does kind of make these, like, drops annoying, because then it's like you're just dealing with the resellers all the time. And then it's like not everybody gets what they want anymore because you have these people buying, like, 10 or more at a time.
And is this something you see on TikTok or something you've seen in real life? Like,
real life and around? TikTok.
Yeah.
Real life, I saw a guy carrying 2 big Disney bags. When I mean big, I mean they were probably like this size.
Damn.
Just full of popcorn buckets. And I remember seeing
compare
other
it.
people.
Like, is it like?
No, it was the at one, and then the other time I saw it, it was I think it was the Hatbox Ghost sipper, which I like wasn't able to get.
Ooh,
but I
saw them.
That. Yeah, I saw people had like bags just full of them.
Yeah.
And it's like, especially if they do like multiple drops, like you just kind of walk by, you can see like people, and like, you know, sometimes they even have it where it's like on their strollers, but it's like they'll have like 5 in a family of like 2.
Right.
And you're just like, oh, wow, you have 5.
Yeah. Maybe
that makes no sense.
Maybe some of the workers just don't care.
I don't think they do, but it's like they can't control it. You buy 2 at the one stand, they're like, oh, okay. But then if the person just goes to another stand that has it, it's like, okay, well, like, you know, if you're hiding it from me and I can't see it, you know.
Or go put it in your locker.
I don't even think they fit in the locker with how many they buy.
Yeah.
So
they rent 3 lockers.
Jeez, they rent the big ones outside and they're just like doing like trips back and forth.
Yeah.
Just like, let me drop this off.
Maybe it depends, because like who's buying this popcorn bucket and how much is it? Like when you purchase it straight up, is it like $25, $30?
Yeah. And
then when you're reselling it, how much are you actually reselling that for?
I think it depends on the popularity of it.
Yeah.
Because I remember people were doing at first the same with the Grogu sipper, and they were buying it a lot, but then it was like Disney made so much that it's like you still see it in the park now, and that's from like a year or 2 ago.
Yeah.
And so like that one probably is just like they weren't able to like get it. But I think with things like the Hatbox Ghost, or there was one, it was Minnie Mouse is Winifred Sanderson from Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, that one was a big one actually.
Yeah. We got one because like, you know,
cool.
Like we were able to get it, but like that was reselling for like 100. And I was like,
well, it's also like technically like a Halloween type of special thing.
True.
And I feel like Disney Halloween merch always just slaps. Like it's always just so good. I love when they release anything Halloween. So to do that, but then also Hocus Pocus is like, yeah, people are gonna flip out about that.
Yeah. And so I think that was the biggest one, where it was like when I was like looking up resellers for it was like, yeah, there's like people selling it for like 100 or more, and people buying it for 100 or more, and I was like, you people are crazy.
Well, think about it. Like they probably do the same thing with pins, and probably there's probably Disney pins out there that are like hundreds of dollars.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what? Yeah, there definitely is, because
there's gotta
people are gonna buy them. It's like Pokemon cards.
It is, but the Disney version has like pins and popcorn buckets and sippers.
And it's always new, and it's like if you can get it, it's, and then especially like collectors, right? Like I would consider you a collector.
Yeah.
Of course you're gonna want that. Of course you're gonna want like maybe just 1 or 2, but like maybe 1 for you and 1 for your family, or like 1 for you and 1 for your dad. But it's not like you've never had intention, at least as long as I've known you, to resell anything.
No. In fact, it's like I like will gatekeep my own stuff. Like the moment someone mentions like, oh, don't have them like sign your name to that, or like whatever, I'm like, so what? It's mine.
Yeah, it's mine. I literally,
the purpose is for me.
Yeah, it's mine.
But that's how I view like popcorn buckets. I'm like, oh, if I like that, I'm just gonna get one, and it could just be shared amongst me and my family if we use it.
Yeah.
Or like put it on display.
Yeah.
But like I'm never gonna go to the lengths of being like, I need to buy like 4 so like I could have one to actually put popcorn in, one to put on display, one to give to this person. Like no, that's too much.
Okay, so do you know when it releases, or has it already came out?
Hasn't. The Death Star popcorn bucket came out on the Disney Treasure cruise ship just this past week. But it comes to the park March 28th. Same with a new cup coming to the cantina. That's also the 28th.
Wait, really? There's a new cup at the cantina?
Yeah.
Because they only have the Ewok Death Star situation going on right now.
I have to show you the photo, and we can put it up on here too. But it's it's a tiki style mug, and then it has the like Mandalorian skull.
Oh, shut up! Yeah. I had no idea. So
both of those are releasing the 28th, and then everything else is just like slowly going into like April and going into May. So I think like the Tauntaun popcorn thing is like in April. So it's like they're slowly doing it at a time. But I do have reservations for the 28th, so I'm gonna try.
Yeah, she does.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't. Maybe they have, or maybe they haven't. But the tiki mug, I feel like, does so well. Like people love those things. Like when I went there for the first time, I was like, yeah, I'm getting the tiki mug. Hello. Just because it's like such good quality, I feel like, and you can use it for so long. I've had mine for years, but I feel like they've only ever kept the Empire Strikes Back, like Ewok Battle, like
they do
cup
certain ones, because I feel like that's just the one they have all the time.
Yeah.
But
so
like,
have they done like multiple like releases like this, like they're gonna do with the Mandalorian?
Yeah, one we got last year, it was a Loth Cat.
Oh.
And it was like a tiki mug Yeah. So
okay.
like we got that one didn't sell out as quickly, but like this one obviously is like a little bit different because like it's Mandalorian. More people I feel like know Mandalorian or got into Star Wars through Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like more people are gonna kind of go towards that cup to get it. But yeah, they do that, and they also do tiki mug releases at Trader Sam's at the Disney Hotel.
Oh, okay. That probably makes. Are they like the same quality and style?
Kind of. It just depends on what you get, because the one where it's like we've wanted to try to get a tiki mug from there, but it was just sold out so fast, was they did a Hatbox Ghost as a tiki mug. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. And they do certain ones, like they'll have like Christmas ones. So like one that we got for Christmas, like I think it was the first time we actually like ate at Trader Sam's. It looks like a barrel and it says Trader Sam's, but it's done up as Christmas, so it has like Christmas lights and stuff like that on it.
That's so cool.
But they do like special releases, and I think like I was telling you, when they had like the Matterhorn like Dole Whip, they had like a tiki mug that was like framed towards Matterhorn. So it was like kind of celebrating it in that way. But it's just like random here and there. It's just like suddenly they'll just be like, yeah, we're like releasing like a new tiki mug, and then typically it's at the Trader Sam's.
You know what?
Star Wars.
You know what? I will be that person right now. If you're there when the Mandalorian tiki mug comes out,
I am going to be.
I'm gonna send you money.
Okay.
Because I didn't have any idea. I didn't know that they did that, because that's probably something that I would collect, because I love that mug so much, and I love the tiki. Like, it just feels so good. It's so stout, and it's like, yes, and it's all engraved. But yeah, if they have, I'll have to look at pictures because I want to see what it is, and I don't even really care. If the Mandalorian's on it, like I want it, and you know what? Right here, right now, I'm gonna start collecting those tiki mugs.
Yeah, you're gonna collect tiki mugs.
Do you guys have a lot?
No. We just had like that Christmas one, and then we just have the Loth cat, but that was because I wanted the Loth cat.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
We're not really like into collecting tiki mugs like that, but we just wanted Hatbox Ghost because like, and for those of you who probably haven't caught on or like you don't know me that well, Haunted Mansion's my favorite ride. Yeah. So that's why I wanted Hatbox Ghost, was because like
that's literally the coolest. It's the coolest.
And I think it was like a blue too, so it was like
of course it was. It probably had like hints of like green on it, maybe a little yellow for the highlights. Ooh, insert a picture now. Insert a picture. I want to know what this looks like.
Okay, I'll find it. But there's like a couple different versions that they were like released, but it's just like kind of random. So it's like sometimes you just have to like go up there and be like, "Do you still have it?" And they'll be like, "No," and you're like, "Oh man, okay." And then it's like the next day somebody posts and they go, "Oh, they restocked it," and you're like, "Wow!"
You're like, "Wow!"
It's not like I was just there.
It's not like I was just trying to get this mug.
It's not like I was
an hour
just
ago.
Trying to get it. Yeah, like I feel
and they
like
won't
do it all
tell
the
you
time.
if they restock it.
They just, because it's, from what I've found out, is Disney moves people around. So some of the people who are in the shops don't know what's actually going to be restocked in that shop because they get moved around to different shops. So it's like,
don't really know.
All right. Yeah, they don't.
Or maybe they do and they're lying to you.
I mean, it could be, but some people, like, you would ask them questions and they just kind of look at you and be like, huh? Like, we carry that, and you're just like, yeah. And they're like, oh.
It's like me right now. I had no idea they had multiple tiki mug releases, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they do
it's
that.
Exactly like that.
Yeah, they actually do that.
They actually do. I'll have to show you photos. It's really cool.
Yeah, do it.
But
damn. Yeah, so very excited for Revenge of the Sith. We're going to see it. I will be getting the cup this time, because last time I didn't get the Phantom Menace cup.
She didn't. I did, though.
I know, and I feel like, what if they have something else, too? Like, sometimes, don't they sell posters? Like, of the movie posters when you're there?
Maybe tiny ones, but not like the big one.
Yeah, the tiny one.
I think the big one is like you have to call them ahead of time and be like, hey, if nobody has called dibs on this, like, would I be able to have that poster when like promotions are done? And then like if they say like yes, like you're the first person on the list, then it's like you could get the bigger poster. But sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I think it just depends on the production and like honestly, like probably movie theaters, because sometimes like Regal does it, sometimes Cinemark does it, but it's like you kind of have to keep an eye out because there'll be like limited quantity, like first day release, and then you're like, oh, so I need to go now.
Yeah, and when I used to work in a movie theater, we had like the same situation going on. Like we'd get only so many posters, like the big ones. Yeah. Sometimes we'd get like one or two. Sometimes we'd get a lot of tiny ones. Like it was always just random.
Yeah.
And we would take them home if no one else like dibbed them or wanted them, and that only happened like so many times. But we would be able to like, oh, did anyone take this?
Yeah.
Can I take it? Which was really cool to like see like the back rooms of movie theaters and where all of the posters are.
Yeah.
Very cool. But
that is cool.
yeah, very excited for Revenge of the Sith.
I am too.
Yeah.
And a kid.
Anything else you want to add to this episode of us ranting about Revenge of the Sith coming out? Correct, right?
Disney dining.
Season of the Force is the thing right now, guys.
Yes.
Go get your popcorn buckets, and if you dare
or
get
don't
more
go.
than 2,
don't go.
if you dare
I
get
need
more
one.
than 2,
I need one.
Actually, ship one at this address. No, I'm just kidding. But
actually,
yeah, yeah, you're gonna get me. I need that tiki mug.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wonder if we could find the hat box ghost one like on eBay.
I
or
think
like
it's
a picture of it.
expensive.
Yeah.
You can find a picture. Oh, 100%. But like price wise, like those ones are pretty expensive.
I wonder how much they go for. Especially if like they don't, because I feel like Star Wars, okay, every year you're going to expect a new release around this time.
Yeah.
With a popcorn bucket, maybe even a tiki mug every time. So that's pretty consistent. But I feel like with the Haunted Mansion stuff, or maybe even like rides that don't exist anymore, like rest in peace Splash Mountain. Like if there was ever a Splash Mountain like cup or
it
Splash
would be
Mountain
insane.
merch, dude, I want it.
Yeah, and that would be insane.
Yeah.
Like people would go crazy over it, and then that would like, I couldn't imagine the lines for that.
Yeah.
Like I honestly can't even really imagine what the lines are going to be like for this drop, because that's just like, I've seen videos before, because I normally never go like right when it opens, but it's like people are scary.
People are scary. They want their popcorn
scary.
bucket, dude. Especially this one. I'd want it too. It glows.
It
and I
makes
like that there's
noise,
like a blue light within it, so it looks like there's like light. Like I really thought it was just gonna be like the little beam.
Yeah, true.
But it's not. There's more to it.
Yeah, they really did think this one through. I'm kind of proud of them for that.
Yeah. Nothing beats the Wolverine popcorn bucket.
No.
Nothing beats that, actually.
Nothing beats that. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, well, this was fun. This was fun. This is a good episode. Good coming back in, breaking into it.
Yes.
Second episode about Disneyland and all things like that.
Yeah.
What are we talking about in the next episode?
I think we're going to talk about Epic Universe.
Yes.
Things Universal's doing right now.
Yeah. Compare and contrast.
Contrast. Yep.
The differences between why do our animatronics kind of suck
compared to what Universal's doing.
Because oh my god, I cannot wait to go to Epic Universe. I can't wait to do that. I can't wait to see
me either
actual like scary animatronics.
Yeah, and I honestly can't wait to compare it to Disney, because being someone who's a fan of both but who's kind of leaning on the fence of Universal right now, I think it's gonna be fun kind of seeing the difference in how they invest and what they're doing, because I really do think Universal has really thought everything through, and they waited for the specific time.
Don't even get me started on the food. Like you said, food's like what, and way more just better quality over there. I feel like it's just like better. Why are the cake pops at Disney hard?
That half roasted chicken platter from the 3 broomsticks with the corn on the cob and the potatoes and a sweet tea. Universal, you cooked with that. You cooked with that. That is, every time I go, it's just been spot on. Like, there's always something wrong when I go to Disney. Either something's like lukewarm, or it's cold, or it just doesn't taste right. Universal never lets me down with that chicken.
Never lets me down with that chicken.
Or their cauldron cake.
Never lets me down. Never lets me down.
Never.
Oh god. Okay, yeah. Stop making your cake pop so hard. It's freaking me out. I don't know why it's so hard.
Stop making your sugar cookie sticks like that.
Yeah, especially if like you make them like fresh every day, like they advertise. Like, what the fuck?
Like, why do they taste like that?
Why does it taste like that? Why is it not like fresh?
Yeah.
Why is Starbucks more goopy? I like the goopiness of the Starbucks cake pop.
Like the more doughy.
Yeah. Like, why is this
I feel like
tastes like a baked ass cake?
I feel like
it's a cake pop.
I feel like cake pops are supposed to be more doughy.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole premise of it. And I think too, what throws off the Disney ones is how much frosting they put over their cake pops.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, I'm biting into a stone. And then what's underneath the stone is dirt and ash.
Yeah.
And it's nothing that I really want in my mouth right now.
True.
I'll take a picture of it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, their art is insane. I love it.
Yeah, it's cute, but
it's cute. But it's like, even when you buy a chocolate chip cookie, it's like every time, it's like,
True, unless you get the cookies from Harbor Galley, then like those little tiny like 6-pack of like warm chocolate chip cookies are the bomb.
Right. I do think that I used to like the Jack Jack cookies. Just because they were so warm, and it was literally like, oh, I've never had like an actual warm, freshly made chocolate chip cookie from Disneyland ever. Yeah. And this is my first time, but now I really don't like the taste of it. It's like the chocolate.
It threw me off because I did have it on when I went with my friend Dory. On a Sunday. We tried the Jack Jack cookie, and we just didn't like it. But it's the Harbor Galley ones, and maybe it's because they're so tiny. Yeah. But like those ones are always so fresh. It's so hot. So it's like, I think that's a better deal if you're looking for like a warm cookie versus just like getting that big chunky one from California Park.
I did just try when I was at California Adventure. Pim. There was like a cereal drink. It was actually kind of good. It was a cereal alcohol drink. I forget what the alcohol was in it. It might have just been vodka, to be honest. But it was like vodka, cream, kind of like a White Russian. But it was sweeter, and it had like Frosted Flakes on top.
Interesting.
And like some little chocolate chips. And I was like, yeah, this is kind of good.
Interesting.
Only because I'm such a fan of like White Russians and stuff that I was like, this is like the first time I've ever had like a creamy like drink from Disneyland that was just like served to you. It wasn't like at a restaurant. Yeah. Which technically Pim is a restaurant, but it was at the bar outside.
It's like but it's still kind of more like a quick service than it is like a sit down.
Yeah, which they blend their drinks there too. Can't ask for a Jack and Coke.
Yeah.
Can't do that because it's all just coming right out of the spout.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, hey.
Yeah.
If it's efficient.
Anyways, Disney food. Universal. Comparing Universal to Disney. Yeah. In next episode. Yes. Because something that really needs to be talked about, because that's very much happening right now.
Universal's very much coming on top, and we need to discuss why and how that happened. And I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for watching this episode if you've made it this far.
Thank you.
Episode 3 coming out very shortly after this one, if not back to back. Please watch. And we hope to see you guys in the next one. Thank you for all of your support.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed our little rant. And now you get to enjoy our rant between Universal and Disney.
Just keep coming back.
Stay tuned.
Keep coming back for the rant.
Invite me to Epic Universe.
We're not kidding.
Yeah, not kidding. Not kidding. Okay. You don't gotta fund the hotel. Just let me go in the park.
Okay. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.